Welcome once again to Commander by Danon. Quick announcement before we get to our video. I've been invited to attend MagicCon Las Vegas as a creator. Huge thanks to all of you for supporting this channel. It wouldn't be possible without you. In celebration of hitting 5,000 subscribers, the lovely people at Ultimate Guard have sent along a box of their newest products, like this new Xenoskin Sidewinder. The Sidewinder has a soft microfiber lining as well as the rugged Xenoskin shell we've all come to love. While the Sidewinder isn't a new product, they are now available in the beautiful two-tone Synergy series, like this black-green one seen here. I'll be giving away a few Ultimate Guard products at MagicCon Las Vegas, but only a few. I don't have a ton. Today's video was brought to us by Patreon supporter Josh. Huge thanks to Josh and the rest of my Patreon supporters. Josh reached out asking for a high-powered, no-budget deck built around the idea of Simic big boys, and maybe some cascade effects. So I figured that Imoti, Celebrant of Bounty, was the perfect commander for this job. But before we get started, I'd like to quickly ask you to like and subscribe. It really does help the channel, and it's free. With that out of the way, let's get into the video. Imoti, Celebrant of Bounty is a 5-mana 3/1 legendary Naga Druid with Cascade. Additionally, she makes it so that spells we cast with a mana value of 6 or greater have Cascade. Pretty straightforward commander, and perfect for both cascading and slamming big creatures onto the battlefield. We'll want lots of mana ramp, lots of interaction to slow down faster combo decks, and as many big scary creatures as we can fit into the deck. But before we get to our deck list, we should keep in mind our checklist. 50 mana sources, usually split between 37 lands and 13 pieces of ramp, 10 pieces of card advantage, 8 to 10 pieces of spot removal, 2 to 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate, and 1 sudden I win card. One more thing before we get started. I've been streaming Final Fantasy XIV over on my other channel, Musings by Danon, every weekday in the afternoons. If you want to pop in and ask some questions, chat about Commander, or just hang out, you're more than welcome to. Command Tower, Exotic Orchard, Misty Rainforest, Windswept Heath, Scalding Tarn, Wooded Foothills, Polluted Delta, Verdant Catacombs, Flooded Strand, Tropical Island, Breeding Pool, Rejuvenating Springs, Dreamroot Cascade, Hinterland Harbor, Rimewood Falls, Tangled Islet, Yavimaya Coast, Bark Channel Pathway, Simic Growth Chamber, Myriad Landscape, Scavenger Grounds, 8 forests, and 7 islands make up the land base for this deck. Soul Talisman, Mox Tantalite, Lotus Bloom, Virtue of Strength, Nyxbloom Ancient, Gilrana, Caller of Wirewood, Cultivate, Kodama's Reach, Nature's Lore, Rampant Growth, Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, Arcane Signet, Gwenna Eyes of Gaia, Zendikar Resurgent, and Farseep make up the mana ramp package for this deck. Ancestral Vision, Up the Beanstalk, Treasure Cruise, Fierce Empath, Dig Through Time, Soul of the Harvest, AC Tyrant of Gyre Strait, Tachyova Benthic Druid, Lord of Change, Eureka Moment, Into the Story, and Seagate Restoration allow us to dig through our deck and keep our hands full. Forceful Denial, Natural Reclamation, Inevitable Betrayal, Brinlin the Moonkraken, Terastodon, Beast Within, Force of Will, Counterspell, Fierce Guardianship, Sublime Epiphany, Hullbreaker Horror, and Commit Memory make up our interaction package. Cyclonic Rift, Kazuri's Predation, and Flood of Tears help us to reset the board as needed. Apex Devastator, Annoyed Altasar, Heralds of Sinch, Sakashima's Protege, Maelstrom Colossus, Shardless Agent, Sweet Gum Recluse, Crashing Footfalls, Hypergenesis, Stormkeld Vanguard, Thrix the Sudden Storm, Galta Primal Hunger, Craterhoof Behemoth, Dawnglade Regent, Surakan Goreclaw, Thrasta Tempest's Roar, Gandalf Westward Voyager, Titan of Industry, Kodama of the East Tree, and Rampaging Baloths make up the core of our deck. Now that we have our deck list, let's compare it to our checklist. 53 mana sources split between 36 lands, 16 pieces of ramp, and 1 MDFC. A little heavy, but our curve is really high, so that's fine. 12 pieces of card advantage, 12 pieces of interaction, 3 board wipes, 2 pieces of graveyard hate in Scavenger Grounds and Commit Memory, no sudden I win cards, but 3 combos that are pretty fun if we can manage to pull them off. The first one is pretty straightforward. Kodama of the East Tree with Rampaging Baloths and Simic Growth Chamber creates infinite 4/4 beast tokens. Kodama and the Baloths on the battlefield. We play Simic Growth Chamber, triggering Kodama, Baloths, and Simic Growth Chamber. We resolve Kodama first because it doesn't matter if we put something from our hand onto the battlefield or not. Then we resolve Simic Growth Chamber's trigger, returning it to our hand. Finally, we resolve Rampaging Baloth's trigger, creating a 4/4 beast token. This triggers Kodama of the East Tree, letting us play a permanent from our hand onto the battlefield. Oh look, we just happen to have a Simic Growth Chamber in our hand. The next combo is even more convoluted, so bear with me. For this combo, we need Galta in hand, our commander, Brynlin Moonkraken, Gwenna Eyes of Gaia, and Thrasta Tempest's Roar on the battlefield. Oh, and Gwenna can't have Summoning Sickness. We tap Gwenna, adding 2 green to our mana pool. We cast Galta by paying those 2 green, triggering Imoti. Resolve the Cascade trigger, but there are other triggers that we'll need to resolve after Galta resolves. Specifically, Brynlin and Gwenna. Brynlin returns Thrasta from the battlefield to our hand, and we put a +1/+1 counter on Gwenna and untap her. We then use Gwenna to cast Thrasta from our hand, starting the process over again. This basically allows us to cascade our entire library onto the battlefield, and so long as we have some counter magic backing us up, we should untap with enough creatures to destroy the table. Finally, the nasty combo in this deck consists of Mana Crypt, Soul Ring, and Hullbreaker Horror. We need Hullbreaker and Soul Ring on the battlefield. We tap Soul Ring for 2 colorless, then cast Mana Crypt. Hullbreaker Horror triggers, returning Soul Ring from the battlefield to our hand. We then activate Mana Crypt, adding 2 more colorless mana to our mana pool, bringing our total up to 4. We then cast Soul Ring, triggering Hullbreaker Horror, which bounces Mana Crypt. Repeat until we have enough colorless mana to win the game. Do you have a Simic Big Boys deck? Who's your commander? Leave a comment below. Thanks for tuning in. Once again, a huge shout out to my editor Cutestuff. I couldn't make these videos without her. If you'd like to hire her to edit your own videos, she can be reached at cutestuff.edits@gmail.com. Link is down below. If you're looking for ways to support the channel directly, you can head on over to patreon.com/Danon. One of the tiers is specifically set up for Commander. For only $25, I will build you a custom Commander deck based around your specifications, and even do a deck video on it. I also wanted to give a quick shout out to all of my patrons: Waffles, Jiraiya, Danny, Muffins, Marcus, Squishy, Brett, Roxy, Josh, Sean, Pob Zombie, Mark, Alix, Daniel, Steve, Kevin, Alex, Cookie, Borgie, Jake, Exiled Rogue, Manassas, Nazwin, and Kyo. You guys are awesome. I post new Commander deck videos often, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of new videos. Also, if you're a fan of anime and manga like I am, feel free to check out my other channel, Musings by Danon. Again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again next time on Commander by Danon.